Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to one and all, graduates and guests, families and friends. It's another beautiful day in Victoria, and it's a very special day of celebration, a rite of passage. My name is Peter Duick, and I'm the Director of Admissions and Registrar here at Royal Roads University. Those of us who work in my office are very lucky indeed. We were there at the beginning of your journey at Royal Roads, listening as many of you expressed doubts about your readiness to embark on this academic path, and watching as you gathered the determination to make it happen. Then we were there again, paying careful attention as you completed every step on the path, recording your every success. And now it's our pleasure to join you as you celebrate this accomplishment. What you have achieved is nothing short of amazing. Many of you have been balancing the demands of your educational experience alongside family responsibilities and career obligations. And that's never easy. The time has come to sit back, take a deep breath, and enjoy each moment as we celebrate you and the work you've now finished. Today marks the 35th convocation for Royal Roads University. We are so pleased you've all been able to join us. Today is your celebration. Together we look back with pride at what you've accomplished in this phase of your academic studies. And just as importantly, we look ahead with hope, knowing you have plans to use your newly enriched potential to create positive change in the world around us. Before we begin, I have a few points to share with you. First, on your way into the theater, you should have received a convocation program. This includes the order of this morning's ceremony and the names of this spring's graduates. Second, in just a few moments, you will hear the strains of bagpipes announcing the academic procession of the platform party. I will ask you to rise just before the piper enters the theater. Meanwhile, please ensure all cell phones and other electronic devices are turned off for the duration of the ceremony. Also, we ask that you remain at your seats for the duration of the proceedings. Professional photographers are positioned to capture the moment your graduate crosses the stage. Please do not block the aisles, as our graduates will use these to access the stage. Thank you very much. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain at your seats for the academic procession of the platform party. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join in the singing of our Canadian national anthem led by Jane Hammond.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Jane. I'm now pleased to introduce to you Asmanahai Antoine, our Manager of Indigenous Education and Student Services. Asmanahai is here to provide us welcome on behalf of the Lekwungen families of Esquimalt and Songhees, on which Royal Road students work, study, and live. Asmanahai will thank all present, family, friends, faculty, and staff for joining in the celebration of student success. We are grateful to Asmanahai for joining us today and thus reminding us of the rich heritage of human presence on these beautiful lands.
Thank you, Peter. Please be seated. In the spirit of the ancestors of these lands, Hajka Siem, President Cahoon, Vice President Grundy, Assistant Deputy Minister, Chancellor Strandlund, faculty, staff, graduates, family, and friends, on behalf of Chief Andy Thomas of Esquimalt Nation and on behalf of Chief Ron Sam of Songhees Nation, they'd both like to send their regrets. They could not be here today, but today they are here in spirit and send their congratulations on your accomplishments and personal successes. With their permission, I would like to acknowledge the traditional Kwisatsan and Lekwungen lands and the ancestors that walked these lands before our time. Amongst the waterways of Greater Victoria and that goes all the way around to Royal Roads University, where Royal Roads University rests, the Kwisatsan and Lekwungen families would share those land resources, their medicines, their shelter, with all of the Chianu and I am nervous today, wow. I don't know where that came from. I've lost my notes, I'm just gonna toss them now. The Lekwungen and Songhees families used to share Royal Roads lands with the Chianu and Sauk Nation families there as well. And one of the things, thinking about how they would host their many guests that would come ashore along the waterways, which used to be their roadways. And when they did, they would welcome them and they would greet them and host them, but they wouldn't be welcome ashore until the chief of the nation would allow them to come ashore, and the guests would only take what they needed. My traditional name, Asmanahai, means caring for precious ones. It resides from my mother's side from the Tokort Nation of the New Channels Territory, and my last name, Antoine, comes from the Saikaz Nation of the Carrier-Sakani. Along with our blended family, we have been living in Lekwungen Territory now for about 18 years, and we are so blessed to be able to call this place our home. I'm married into the Caribou clan of the Notley-Wootton, and I have the deep pleasure to just give a little bit of a, I want to say a little bit of a, acknowledge my husband's side of the family today. We have lost one of our elders, and thinking about the teachings of our elders is to speak from the heart and speak with good intention. And one of the things that makes me realize is that thinking from our youngest child that's in the room today to our eldest member in the room today, and thinking about all of those teachings and all of the teachings and the history of the land that Railroads University has. Today, graduates, you are part of that history, and you have, without intentionally, you've left some of those stories and those words at Railroads University, and amongst faculty and staff, you can hear them talking about the pride they have and the relationship that they built with you. And in the spirit of the ancestors of the land, and a way to show honor and respect is you raise your hands and you turn to your faculty and staff members and you say, Haichka Siem, and in turn, in the heart of your own language, thank them in your own language. Before today, they were your mentors and your teachers, and at the end of today's ceremony, they have now potentially become your friends. I know that's happened with when I went to university. A lot of my teachers are now really dear friends of mine, and we work together and we share a number of the same common values. I want to share with you today that in the ceremony, I have an eagle feather here. And Snukwa Ailin, the Blue Heron House where I work, to begin our year, along with a couple of the staff members, we were able to have the privilege of doing an eagle project, an eagle workshop. And in that, we had learned a number of different values of the eagle. The eagle flies closest to our Creator and provides great teachings and words and allows our prayers to be heard. The down that's underneath of the eagle protects the eagle from, regulates the body temperature of the eagle through cold weather and hot weather. And one of the tail feathers is usually used in ceremony back home, and you'll see them, there's one main guy in the drumming circle who will use it, and it keeps the beat of the drum for all the other drummers to follow lead, and he directs it just as the tail feathers do on the eagle. And this here is one of the eagle wing feathers. And in that, being able to fly softly, gently, with purpose and intention, with direction, I would like to gift this feather to our new Chancellor Strandlund. And I just want to raise my hands and say thank you for being a good friend. And I just want to say congratulations on your successes thus far. I'll refer back to my notes. In closing, I would like to give you the meaning of Snukwa Ailin. Snukwa in Lekwungen language means blue heron. Ailung means house. Back in when I first started this position as the manager of Indigenous education, we decided, the elders actually decided they wanted to rename the house that I work in. And they put it back to the community. The community decided on the Blue Heron House. We had it translated. The meaning of Snukwa Ailin, Snukwa has taught us is that they have the ability to progress and evolve. They have the innate wisdom to be able to maneuver through life with the patience, grace, elegance, determination, and with balance. Their long, thin legs represent that an individual doesn't need great, massive pillars to remain stable, but they must stand on their own. To all graduates, congratulations on your accomplishments. May the next chapter in your life be as Railroads University was for you, life-changing. Now may you walk with integrity, strength, with the ability to progress and evolve and to be innovated in your own circumstances with patience, grace, balance, and elegance. May you use it to be life-changing for your family and communities. In the spirits of the ancestors of the lands, Haichka Siem, and the spirit of my ancestors, Kletko, for allowing me to open today's ceremony.
Haichka, thank you, Asmanahai. It's now my pleasure to introduce our academic platform party, and I'll ask each to rise briefly as I call out their names. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll start with the incoming Chancellor of Royal Roads University and Chair of the University's Board of Governors, Mr. Wayne Strandlund. The President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Alan Cahoon. Dr. J. Peter Meekison, Order of Canada, and former Board Chair and Chancellor of Royal Roads University. The Assistant Deputy Minister of Advanced Education, Ms. Bobby Plekas. The Vice President, Academic and Provost, Dr. Stephen Grundy. The Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Dan Tulip. The Acting Vice President, Global Advancement, Marketing and Business Development, Dr. Pedro Marquez. The Acting Dean of the Faculty of Management, Dr. Brian White. The Associate Vice President, Research and Faculty Affairs, Dr. Mary Barnard. The Associate Vice President, Community Relations and Advancement, Mr. Paul Corns. The Associate Vice President, Student and Academic Services, Ms. Roberta Mason. Members of our Board of Governors, Ms. Kathleen Burney. The Honorable Mary Collins. Mr. Nigel Greenwood. Not here today, sorry. Dr. Charles Kruzikopf. Mr. Murray Langdon. And Ms. Candace Perkins. Also with us on the stage this morning are members of the university's faculty, and I ask them now to rise and be recognized. I'd also like to introduce some of our special guests today, colleagues from our sister institutions who are joining us for the installation of our Chancellor, Mr. Murray Farmer, Chancellor, University of Victoria, Ms. Marie Armstrong, University Secretary, Vancouver Island University, and Dr. John Walsh, Vice Provost, University of Guelph Humber.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Board of Governors, distinguished guests, graduates, friends of graduates, we're delighted today to welcome you to Royal Road's 35th Convocation. This is also a special event because we will be celebrating the installation of our 5th Chancellor. In that regard, I would like to ask Dr. J. Peter Meekison to present Mr. Wayne Strandlund.
He takes directions very easily. It's a pleasure to introduce Wayne. Wayne Strandlund is a community builder. Since his arrival in Victoria in 1962, Wayne has contributed to the community as a business leader and philanthropist. His legacy is built on the strong pillars of hard work, ethics, service, respect, and reputation. His efforts demonstrate his belief that every member of a community is responsible for enriching the collective experience. His career path in Victoria is reflective of all of these things, including nearly 5 decades of experience in business, mainly real estate and mortgage investment. The founder, president, and CEO of Hisgard Capital Corporation, one of Canada's foremost private mortgage funds. Wayne is respected for his steadfast insistence on values-based commerce and commitment to investing in people and relationships. Business and family are inextricably blended for him. 2 of his children, 2 grandchildren, and 4 other family relatives work with him at Hisgard. Prior to their retirement, 5 other family members also worked with the firm. The eldest of 8 children, his family has strong cultural roots to their Métis heritage. Wayne spent his childhood and early teens in rural southern Saskatchewan. Much of that time was spent on the Kawasas Indian Reservation in the Qu'Appelle Valley. He moved to British Columbia in 1962 and went on to earn an honors bachelor's degree in English with a major in creative writing from the University of Victoria. Royal Roads was on the horizon for Wayne early in his life. I think this next point is extremely important. A visit to Royal Roads Military College when he was 16 years old set the stage for a long-standing relationship and bond with the institution. He was appointed to the Board of Governors in 2011 by the provincial government and has lent his experience to the governance and finance committees. He places high value on education and is well known for enthusiastically encouraging staff and family to pursue post-secondary learning, particularly at Royal Roads. His company is pleased to fund staff education at all levels, including advanced post-secondary education, and it is notable that 2 senior vice presidents of Hisgard are Royal Roads MBA graduates. Investment in human capital is fundamental to building and strengthening the community he regards so highly. Committed to lifelong involvement and direct support of education, arts, culture, and sports, Wayne believes in giving time and financial support to the community, not as an option, but as an imperative. He has done so particularly in the arts, and now most clearly in the field of education through his involvement with the Royal Roads University. He is an honorary life member and past director of the Victoria Symphony Society, past president of the Victoria Conservatory of Music, and a former director of the Pacific Rim Artisan Association. In 2014, Wayne was presented with the Unforgettable Award for Outstanding Service to the Arts in Victoria by the Victoria Symphony and Pacific Opera Victoria for long-standing support of the music and performing arts, particularly the Victoria Symphony, Pacific Opera, Dance Victoria, and Victoria Ballet. He has instilled a passion for philanthropy in his family, and together the Strandlunds are active financial supporters and participants in many local amateur sports enterprises. Education initiatives and charitable organizations such as the Salvation Army, the Open Door, and the Mustard Seed Food Bank. Strandlund says that his appointment to the position of Chancellor and Chair of the Board of Governors of Royal Roads is the highlight of his life. We are equally honored to welcome him to the Royal Roads family in his new role as Chancellor. If I can part from the script for a second, I had the pleasure of meeting Wayne, along with Alan, in the President's office in the summer of 2011 when he was appointed to the board. And certain things stick in your mind when you meet somebody for the first time. One, they're enthusiastic about being part of Royal Roads University and post-secondary education. The other is that he is a passionate believer in the importance of the university and what he could do to make it a better place. So it gives me great pleasure to present Wayne Strandlund to be invested with the Chancellor's duties and robes of office.
For the official part. By virtue of the members of the Board of Governors of Royal Roads University, I declare that the governors have, in accordance with the statutes of this university, nominated and appointed Mr. Wayne Strandlund to be the Chancellor of Royal Roads University. I therefore invite Mr. Strandlund to take the oath of office and to be installed as the university's 5th Chancellor. Mr. Strandlund, the governors of this university have nominated and appointed you to the high office of Chancellor. Do you swear to fulfill the duties and obligations of the Chancellorship in accordance with the Royal Roads University Act, in all ways properly open to you, to promote the interests and welfare of Royal Roads University?
I do.
It's like getting married.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as President and Vice Chancellor of Royal Roads University, I install you, Mr. Wayne Strandlund, in your office as Chancellor of Royal Roads University.
Thank you.
May I have your jacket, sir?
Here we go. I'll get it right one day.
Go. There we go.
Now my favorite part.
Yeah, I gave it to you. That's right.
This way?
Yeah.
Oh, Nelly.
We would like to now call upon colleagues from our sister institutions to share their greetings on behalf of those institutions. Mr. Murray Farmer, Chancellor, University of Victoria. Mrs. Marie Armstrong, University Secretary, Vancouver Island University. Dr. John Walsh, Vice Provost, University of Guelph Humber. I would like to also acknowledge the following institutions which, though unable to attend the ceremony, have sent greetings and congratulations to Mr. Strandlund. Brandon University, Simon Fraser University, Thompson Rivers University, Queen's University, University of British Columbia, University of the Fraser Valley, University of Northern British Columbia. I will now ask our new Chancellor to address his remarks to the Convocation.
Thank you, Ellen. I don't have a script. Welcome, honored guests, fellow governors, parents, friends, and graduates. I feel as though I'm in a hall of heroes and warriors and saints. This is a most humbling experience for me. Where do I start? Lifelong learning. That's not lip service for me. That is something that is absolutely vital. I live it. I hope all of us live that. It certainly fits and suits Royal Roads, lifelong learning. And I hope I'll be learning for a long, long time. When I finish my term here in 3 years, I fully intend to go back to school. I'll be 70. But if I'm accepted, I'll be going back to school at Royal Roads. My son will be starting at age 42 in January, and I hope that 5 of my staff in my business will also attend there. And as the president said earlier, my business is well served and guided by 2 Royal Roads MBAs. Last night, we had a celebration in the castle, and on the way home, I realized that I hadn't thanked anyone. I went on and talked, but I hadn't thanked anyone for attending last night, and I want to do that now, and particularly, I want to acknowledge and thank Dr. Alan Cahoon, who has guided me so well for 3 years. I'm not from an academic background, so I need that kind of help. And Alan has been there every step of the way helping. And I can tell you that he is a wonderful, wonderful supporter of Royal Roads. Wherever we go, he just supports the heck out of it. He's a great ambassador. And last night I forgot to thank him in public. And you must thank people in public. I'm so grateful to be able to have my mother there last night and today. People who have taught me over the years and guided me, I've been so lucky. To be able to thank these people in a public forum means everything to me. It's one thing to sit across the table and thank someone. It's another thing altogether to acknowledge them in public. So God bless all of you, and thank you, Alan, for helping me. I'm going to put my glasses on, if I can get them under this hat. Not long ago, I bought myself a, what do they call it, plasticizing machine at Staples. Man, what a machine. So now I run around plasticizing all sorts of things. I make up little sayings, I cut pieces out of stuff, and plasticize them. And I swore that I would do everything to make it fit in my pocket, like this, so I can carry a whole bunch of stuff, all plasticized, because my hands are dirty most of the time. And I carry these things around, and I make bookmarks out of them. I have a very large library. I probably haven't read half the books that are there, gifts from so many people. One day I might catch up with it, catch up reading it. But I plasticized these things, and I pulled a few last night. I didn't sleep last night. I couldn't imagine sleeping before trying to not embarrass myself in front of hundreds of people. But I found some things that I couldn't pass up. One of them is a plasticized version of Royal Roads' vision, the Royal Roads' values, what we're committed to, the future for Royal Roads University, our mission, Royal Roads' mandate, and Royal Roads' goals. Those are from our strategic direction, and I managed to get them down into this piece. So I don't have to pack a binder around, and it's so good. But you know, I keep this with me all the time, and it keeps reminding me of things. I don't have the greatest memory, so I need to be reminded of where I'm at. And these things help. Education and learning. About where that camera is, I think it was 1974, I was sitting in the front row, my wife my 3 kids. I think the eldest of the kids might have been 6 or 7 at the time. And we'd come to listen to someone. It was a special event. I forget who put it on. But there was a little guy in a chair in the middle of this huge stage, shorter than me, if that's possible, and he was there, and he delivered for 2.5 or 3 hours without script. He talked of a whole bunch of things, and I'll never forget that. But it was about learning. He was 80 years old and didn't stop talking, and talking beautifully for 2.5 hours. That man was Buckminster Fuller. I took some notes, and I want to read just a bit of it for you because it means a lot in terms of learning, and that's what the 80-year-old Buckminster Fuller said at the time. This is from his book. It was notes that I took. In 1927, I also committed to all my productivity potentials toward dealing with our whole planet Earth and all its resources and cumulative know-how, while undertaking to comprehensively protect, support, and advantage all humanity, instead of committing my efforts to the exclusive advantage of my dependents, myself, my country, and my team. Vintage. This decision was not taken on a recklessly altruistic do-gooder basis, but in response to the fact that my chronophile clearly demonstrated that in my first 32 years of life, I had been positively effective in producing life advantage wealth, which realistically protected, nurtured, and accommodated X numbers of human lives for Y numbers of forward days, only when I was doing so entirely for others and not for myself. Vintage Fuller. Further chronophile observation showed that the larger the number for whom I worked, the more positively effective I became. Thus, it became obvious that if I worked always and for all humanity, I would be optimally effective. Awkward language sometimes that Buckminster Fuller used, but he said it with a passion that I will never forget. And it caused me to try and keep my family learning, try and keep myself learning all the time. It worked. And therefore, when I'm 70, maybe I'll be involved, maybe I'll be invited to the university and be able to study more and study more formally, and I look forward to that. But that was Buckminster Fuller. I make little things like this and plasticize them. They fit in my wallet. I have one that fits around my neck. I'm inclined to get into a lot of trouble and enjoy it sometimes, but every once in a while I have to get back in the straight and narrow, and I have to know. I have to be reminded of values. I created this little thing. I carry it around, read it every once in a while. When I'm troubled, I probably read it more. It's just a little thing that lists the cardinal virtues, for example. I'm not a religious man, but I like to think that I'm a spiritual man, and I like to think that I have values. And the cardinal virtues are the ones that you know so well, but every once in a while I need to be reminded. Courage, justice, temperance, prudence, and then the 3 heavenly virtues, which we all know, faith, hope, and charity. They're here to remind me. I'm also reminded of the perils to humanity, 7 of them. Commerce without morality, knowledge without character, pleasure without conscience, politics without principle, science without humanity, wealth without work, and worship without sacrifice. I didn't make those up. Mahatma Gandhi did. And they're wonderful things to remind yourself of. Then, on the flip side of my little treasure, avoid anger and practice forgiveness. Avoid envy and practice love. Avoid greed and practice generosity. Avoid gluttony and practice moderation. Avoid laziness and practice diligence. Avoid lust, practice chastity. And avoid pride and practice humility. And finally, the corporate works of mercy, and we all know them. But I repeat them to myself every now and again. Feed the hungry. Give drink to the thirsty. Clothe the naked. Shelter strangers. Solace the sick. Minister to prisoners. And bury the dead. All in this little piece. When I'm without it, I feel naked because I need that help. I didn't script anything, and I know that I struggled and struggled to try and think of what I could send away with my graduates, my treasured graduates. I have no background in the studies that they've gone through for years. There's nothing that I could contribute in the terms of leadership, in terms of management. And I've been to several classes, and I came away exalted and feeling good, but last night I couldn't give them anything. And I am very, very fond of them. What can I give them? There's a gentleman in the crowd, Dr. Lawrence Russell, a brother from UVic. He taught me not how to think, but to want to think. He was my creative writing teacher. He taught me to think in different forms and to communicate in different forms. Not always writing, we did a lot of music together. But we talked about different forms, right from the novel to the novelette, to the poem, to the sonnet. What are the forms? An epistle, a gospel, a parable, one of my favorites, the form of the parable. The fable, another one of my favorite forms. All these forms I got to work with over the years and found that each was accommodating to a certain thought or a certain anxiety and certain feeling. One of the forms that interested me as I was raised in the church from a very, very young age, I'm not a religious person, but I'm certainly a spiritual one, was celebration. Keep celebrating, keep acknowledging tradition. You know that I spoke no later than yesterday with Peter Mikason, my predecessor, Chancellor, and we talked about this hat. And I said, Peter, I can't wear this hat. I can't even wear a baseball cap. It's really freaking me out. And then I tried it on in front of the mirror, and I just howled. I couldn't stop laughing. And I said, I can't do it. I can't face all these people and my graduates with my Lee Van Cleef hat on. But I'm wearing it. And that's because Peter said something to me very important. He said, Wayne, it's tradition. It's the tradition, and you're part of that tradition, so get with the program. You are wearing that hat. And I now understand it. It is tradition, and now I'm part of the tradition, and you can count on me to be a big part of it, maybe even too big a part. And I'm used to causing trouble, like I said. But it'll always be in the best interests. But to wind it up, graduates, last night, or early in the morning, I concluded that I could give you something, try to give you something. And the form that I chose was the prayer, that form. So I sat down and wrote it. Very quickly, not much thought. It was easy to write, and it was in that form. And I think it's because the form really helps you dictate what you say. If you call it a fable, you will write a fable. If you call it a prayer, it's going to be one. And I want the graduates, or I would like the graduates, my beloved graduates, to take this away. It may not be a good piece, but it's from here. I pray that you will always wake up in your corner house at Crossroads Street, refreshed after dreaming up all the great questions. That you will keep that fragile and sacred connection between your head and your heart, always healthy and prepared for the many fusions that will define your place and contributions to humanity. I pray that you will be moved again and again and again to tears, as I am, and that you will know that there's no difference between exquisite joy and exquisite sorrow, and that you will keep your tears of exquisite joy and exquisite sorrow in a jar and pass this holy water to your children and your friends. I pray that you will live every minute, not only as if it was your last, but as if life was just about to begin. I pray that you will dance with your feet never touching the ground, and you will have goosebumps on your arms and shoulders at the meeting of every challenge and every opportunity and every adventure and every stranger and every chance to fall madly in love. I pray that you will be moved and changed at every sunrise and every sunset, my very favorite times of day. I pray that you will be forever worthy of your pain and sorrow and suffering, and that when the time comes to present yourself, you will not have to stand in line, but will be guided to the very front as a special person, the special Royal Roads scholar you are, and that you will present yourself proudly, with dignity, on your feet, shoulders back, eyes forward, chin up, and that you will be announced not as a noun, not as an adjective, but as a verb. Thus is the wish of your old Chancellor. Thank you. God bless.
Heichko, Wayne, thank you very much. I think we can see we have a very humble and a very spiritual Chancellor to guide us over the next 3 years. And so on behalf of Convocation, Wayne, I thank you for those those remarks and the sincerity in which they were delivered. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional Coast Salish territory. We also know that we acknowledge the surrounding territories of the Songhees, Esquimalt, Beecher Bay, and Sauk First Nation. The land between Royal Roads University is known as Chichen, which is a Coast Salish name used to refer to a gathering place. And it was a gathering of herbs and medicines and a place devoted to community, a place to reflect on change and community needs and aspirations. This morning we had the privilege of further honoring and recognizing our Indigenous heritage with the installation of Mr. Wayne Strandlund as our Chancellor, who was born in Saskatchewan and proudly embraces his Métis heritage. Royal Roads University was created to respond to the emerging needs of a changing world and workforce. We now have over 20,000 alumni in more than 60 countries. And these alumni are responding to the dominant challenges of our time. And after 19 successful years, we have proved the value of what is, and particularly at its time when it was created, an educational innovation in the post-secondary sector. As university graduates today, you enter a world that's marked by extraordinary social, economic, and geopolitical change. But amidst that change, one thing remains constant: the value of education and the experiences that you gained while you were here. You are well prepared to meet the challenges of an uncertain world, and your accomplishments here will be rewarded in the countless ways over the course of your lives and your careers that you contribute. Your education now gives you the skills and talents to be leaders and innovators in your chosen fields. Royal Roads has proudly established itself as a world-class post-secondary institution that provides option to learners that other more traditional institutions and universities cannot. We are recognized internationally and at home as a leader in graduating critical thinkers, great leaders, and global citizens. We are creating an intergenerational and international learning environment that is producing the global leaders such as you. In a recent article in Fast Company, 5 bold predictions for the future of higher education were made. These bold predictions are: first, that academic curricula will become multidisciplinary. The challenging questions today require a number of perspectives to address. Second bold suggestion: education leaders will need to balance new technologies with traditional learning. So MOOCs, online learning will not make face-to-face interactive obsolete and unnecessary, but it will be part of the learning process. 3, student recruitment and retention will become more important than ever, more competitive, more demanding, more requiring value and relevance to serve those student needs. The 4th, the need for institutions to invest in technology, to support tech-savvy students, to incorporate them in the classroom and ensure that they are secure and safe. And 5, to explore new funding models. Governments are moving to a more performance-based funding, with entitlement funding being replaced with mandated and targeted funding. Well, I suggest that we're here in terms of Royal Roads. That's what we believe and that's what we do. With an educational learning and teaching model that is first interdisciplinary in scope, second willing and able to accept new educational technologies to meet the changing needs of students, offering demand-based education that is relevant to the changing world we face, that offers a variety of modalities for learning that support a variety of learning needs, with an educational philosophy that is demand-based and financially viable. Clark Kerr, writing about the history of universities in the 1960s, observed that the oldest European universities, established during the Middle Ages, were among the least changed institutions of all of human experience. He snidely remarked that second only to the established church. He meant that mostly as praise. Well, today, the sector is under review in institutions that are incredibly resistant to change and slow at moving, at best are floundering. Traditional, supply-driven, entitled institutions are under attack, challenged to become more relevant centers of learning in the 21st century. They need to embrace change, changes in the way they approach learning, the need to be relevant in the marketplace, the need to earn and support investments from government and industry in order to address the mounting financial and sustainability pressures, to be held accountable for the outputs and their performance in the post-secondary education sector. The truth is that successful institutions must develop new strategies in order to be dynamic and face the challenges and opportunities of the day. The common denominator is our students. What value do we offer? How well do we succeed? How do we best prepare them for success, personally and professionally, in their work and in their communities? It is a privilege to work at a publicly supported university. It's a privileged calling to be a teacher, to participate in the education and learning of our students. You can be proud of your association with Royal Roads. Our innovative and learning and teaching model is catching the attention of universities around the world who want to work with and learn from Royal Roads in order to produce the outstanding graduates that sit before me today. Graduates, you joined the highly networked community of learners and leaders when you arrived at Royal Roads. Learning and the skills you acquire as part of your education matter for BC, for Canada, and the world. They result in higher productivity, innovation, labor market development, and overall economic growth. For the learners, they usually result in better wages, greater job satisfaction, greater self-esteem, improved health, and quality of life. Learning, however, is not an endpoint. Rather, it is a continuous process that occurs through one's life, as our Chancellor has suggested. For the health of our society, it has become more critical in the face of increased globalization. A university education is a sure path to a rewarding career, not only for today's jobs, but for jobs and careers that you will help create through your innovation, your creativity, and your perseverance. That's because a university degree is, and always has been, about more than providing you with specific skills for specific jobs. It's enabling you to live and to be part and successfully contribute to the future. A university education is about providing you with a deeper understanding of the world that prepares you for life. It is about giving you critical thinking skills to challenge conventional wisdom and adapt to changing circumstances. It's about opening up your world to new possibilities and new opportunities. It is about an approach to learning that will travel with you on your journey. By design, Royal Roads is the only university in the province with a mandate specifically targeted to meet BC's labor market needs, to fill the skills gap. Success, even with limited resources, is due to our choice to shift support to programs that are growing and healthy in areas of student and employer need, and away from those that are struggling and declining. As a result, Royal Roads has a market-responsive set of degree programs and certificates in fields that are represented in Convocation today. Royal Roads has always been a pioneer in implementing the extraordinary technological changes that are sweeping education today. We are pioneers in the use of blended delivery system, the combination of online and on-campus courses that maximizes the use of our limited resources. We meet budget pressures because of outstanding staff and faculty who are passionate about what we do and why we do it. We have a unique institution-wide integrated teaching and learning model that guides our delivery and the design of our new programs. We are blessed in this province with a vibrant and diverse post-secondary system that shares a collective commitment to the development of the province. It is distinctive in the diversity of its institutions in terms of their focus, mandates, emphasis on teaching and research, and local and international responsiveness. Preparing for the knowledge economy that's critical to Canada's long-term growth rests with our colleges and universities. They are a necessary infrastructure required for a healthy and prosperous BC. Royal Roads is earning its way and will continue to provide enormous value to the people of BC and beyond. The world continues to change, and to remain relevant, we will change with it. We are building at Royal Roads the foundation to address the need for a greater commitment to global citizenship. As our knowledge of the world increases, so does our responsibility to make wise decisions with regard to wealth creation, justice, environment, and peace, among other considerations. Let's all be certain no one possesses the answers to all the pressing issues of our time. The only certainty is that each of us is invested with responsibility to take action based on knowledge to allow for sustained progress. The vital connect between listening, learning, and leading sits at the very heart of our mandate. It is the connection that's brought us here today. To celebrate what has been accomplished, to rest for one moment before we continue to solve the problems and create change and opportunities in the world. Today, we will graduate 766 students. 143 are from places other than Canada, including Bosnia, Bangladesh, China, Colombia, Ecuador, France, Germany, Great Britain, Hong Kong, India, Ireland, Israel, Japan, Kenya, Malawi, Mexico, Macau, Nigeria, Pakistan, Peru, the Republic of Korea, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates, United States, and Yemen. Heichke, thank you.
I would now like to call on Ms. Bobby Plekas to read greetings on behalf of the Honorable Amrik Virk, Minister of Advanced Education.
Dear friends, I would like to extend my warmest congratulations today to all who are participating in this special convocation. The new graduates of Royal Roads University are being celebrated and honored for their achievements. On this day, Mr. Wayne Strandlund is taking up his duties as Chancellor of Royal Roads. Mr. Strandlund brings exceptional skills and abilities to his new position, which will contribute greatly to building on the reputation of the university as an innovative, world-renowned institution. Later today, Royal Roads will be conferring a Doctor of Laws to Dr. James Orbinski, and I would like to express my heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Orbinski at his extraordinary contributions are honored and recognized. I wish you all the best as you celebrate your achievements today and look to a future of your accomplishments. The Honorable Amrik Virk, Minister of Advanced Education. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Plekas. I now call upon Dr. Stephen Grundy, Vice President, Academic and Provost, to present the conferring of degrees.
Could I now ask the graduates to please rise for presentation to the Chancellor? I can't see you, but I can hear you. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you this graduating class of Royal Roads University, on whom you have conferred the degrees, certificates, and diplomas to which they are entitled.
Thank you, Dr. Grundy. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors, and on the recommendation of the Academic Council of the University, I have admitted each of you to the credential for which you are entitled. I have invested you with all the due rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. May you always be mindful of the motto of your university, living our learning.
Please be seated. Mr. Chancellor and members of the Board of Governors, we will now present the graduates from their respective programs. We would like to acknowledge those graduates who are unable to attend today and are watching from abroad. I would now like to introduce Dr. Brian White, Acting Dean of the Faculty of Management.
I'm honored to present to you today the graduates from our Masters of Arts in Tourism Management program. Man Singh Bagri. Jeffrey Martin Brandt. Jeff Lee. Congratulations. Allison Ann Ogle. Thanks. Jane Edith Ramanda. Thank you. Sherry Ann Sibio. Thank you for that. Li Zhang. MBA? Okay. I'd now like to present the recipients, the graduates of our Masters of, oh good, thank you. There it is. Hey look, I'm only acting, okay? Okay, this is a little different. A Masters of Business Administration program has been offered through Asia since 1999. Oh, no, you don't obligation at all. No, okay, it's Masters of Business Administration. Thank you very much. Patricia Francis Dorothy Anthony. Thank you. Nancy Jane Dalcombe. Sarah Jane Bednar. Tammy Louise Boudreau. Thank you. Erin Kathleen Burrell. Thank you. Anisha Chakravorty. Guy Chartier. Thank you. Sharon Louise De Dominici. Caroline Henrietta Fox. Mohammed Zulkifari Haji. Sarah Ann Harrison. Amina Haswell. Thank you. Christiana Hawari. Thank you. Laura Ellen Perot. Thank you. Angela Louise Johnson. Thank you. Mark Emil Kinskofer. Joshua David Knack. Denise Miki Kuno. Thank you. Sabrina Louise Kuntz. Billy Joe Lee LaFortune. Francois Lafortune. Thank you. Bruno Jean Lamarche. Jason Todd London. Thank you. Lisa Ann McCarr. Hi, congratulations. Trina Lorraine Mousseau. Thank you. Anita Patel. Thank you. Padme Joan Rayner. Thank you. John Andrew Rotherdale. Kevin Bernard Schubert. Thank you. Oh, congratulations. Lindsay Pogmella Smith, Royal Roads University Entrance Award. Thank you. Ashley Tennille Stewart. Inderjeet Samal. Thank you. Viva Marie Swanson. Thank you. Jeffrey Leonard Townsend. Jonathan Daniel Wright. Darren Murray Young. Thank you. Chen Jun Hu. Chen Qian. Chen Chu Chen. Chu Chen. Chu Jin Yi. Abra Faisal. Honking Gu. Thank you. Hu Sing Hung Cheng. Thank you. Fu Hang. Thank you. Thank you. Ta Chuen Chu. Hu Jin Hu. Thank you. Chun Yen Lee. Haiyan Lee. Thank you. Li Hu Lee. Thank you. Zhong Yi Lin. Thank you. Mi Ling Lu. Ying Long. Cheng Gang Mu. Thank you. Thank you. Yat Fan Ning. Thank you. Beijing Gu. Zenmin Tan. Yang Tang. Zheng Wing Tai. Min Wan. Min Thing Wang. Thank you. See. Xing Wang. Thank you. Yin Xia Wang. Thank you. Yu Chen Yu. Thank you. Zhongjia Zhao. Thank you. Zhang Zhang. Okay, thank you. Xiu Hua Yang. Thank you. Bang Zhao. I'm honored to present to you today graduates of our Masters of Global Management program. No?
No. We're,
This is all mixed up.
no, it isn't.
Oh, there it is. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. I'm honored to present to you today graduates from our Masters of Business Administration Executive Management Management Consulting program. William James Dixon. Thank you. Jeffrey Vincent Keddy. Thank you. Aileen Laval. Oh. Solomon Dayasa Safei. Joseph Lasayeth Sathanian. Thank you. Pamela Sutas. Thank you. Thank you. Pamela Sutas. 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 Thank you. Pamela Alicia Walker. Okay, so try this again. Honored to present you today graduates from our Masters of Business Administration Human Resources Management program. Is that right? Thank you. Kartik Tusidis Baradwa. Jeffrey August Wimmer. Judy Lynn Wines. Okay. I'm honored to present to you today graduates from our Masters of Global Management program. Thank you. Azada Giamatbag Hazarhaimi. Kai Carroll. Thank you. Osero Mildred Isdimo. Thank you. Felix Gao. Thank you. Catherine Han. Alnawaz Lata. Sure. Sure Li. Thank you. Yenny Paola Mosquera. Thank you. Girish Ramesh Nago Toher. Thank you, sir. Amaya Alhad Pizat. Thank you. Ajaz Ahmad Shaka. Thank you. Terence Michael Slattery. Thanks. Sungmin Wang, Chancellor's Award. Min Zhao. Thank you. Ahmed Yunus. Thank you. Shimin Zhu. Ujwal Basla. That's it. Thank you very much. Pooja Madam. I'm honored to present to you today graduates from our Bachelor of Arts in International Hotel Management program. Krista Dawn Alec. Colin Andrew Bodie. Heather Victoria Clayton. Lauren Victoria Dunn. Congratulations. Ayub El Hayal. Elizabeth Joyce Wambai Gichimu. Thank you. Thanks. Jasmine Lee. Congratulations. Jake Madison Lynch, Chancellor's Award, President's Scholar, and STHM Outstanding Contribution to an Internship Award. Thanks. Patricia Prisan. Congratulations. David Rajiv Saul. Stephen Madden Schultz, President's Scholars Award. Michael Christopher Shover. Congratulations. Walter Patrick Twin. Congratulations, Tim. Donghai Wang. I'm honored to present to you today graduates of our Bachelor of Commerce in Entrepreneurial Management program. Thank you. Megan Elizabeth Brunn. Thank you. Shannon Kelly Coughlin. Christy Lee Ginger. Thank you. Angela Rose King. Thank you. Erin Marie Klein. Thank you. Pamela Lynn McLean. Spencer Andrew Melnick. Thanks. Christine Kimberly Palin. Thank you. Christian John Ratcliffe. Thank you. Daniel Patrick Shea. Thanks. Jennifer Ann Stapleton. Thanks. Lisa Marie Trent, President's Scholar Award. Thank you. Lisa Marie Underdown. I'm honored to present you today graduates from our Graduate Certificate in Executive Coaching program. Thank you. Kerry Elizabeth Black. Thank you. Rommel Leo Catalan. Carol Alexandra Gray. Thanks. Michelle Marie Lamb. Thank you. Michael James Lenz. Yvette Mucheras. Thank you. Catherine Ann Pittman. Thanks. Tyler John Weir. I'm honored to present to you today graduates of our Graduate Certificate in Project Management program. Thank you. Branka Wilmshurst. Well, thank you. I hope they ask me to do this again.
Well, I mean, that's what it's all about. A lot of smiles on their face and some surprised family in the audience. You know, Convocation signals an end phase of your engagement with Royal Roads University. It also signals the beginning of a longer-term relationship, an association that will, I believe, make you proud of your alma mater as we are proud of you. So please join us in alumni events, connect online, tell us how you're doing and what we can do to support you in your efforts to make a difference in our communities. The connections you made on campus with fellow students and faculty are not lost after graduation. Use these relationships as foundations for whatever it is you choose to do. These are challenging times, so how do you demonstrate to others, as well as to yourselves, the value of what you've learned and where you have learned it? What will you do differently? We hope you make a difference in your communities, in your work, in your professions, and within yourselves. We hope you remember that Royal Roads University was part of that, and keep in touch with us as alumni, as ambassadors, as investors in our fundraising initiatives, etc. So graduates, what is your responsibility with respect to the acquisition of knowledge? Where does your educational experience at Royal Roads fit into this challenging and troubling world? How do you make a difference? We ask you to use reason, to be critical, to think, and challenge ideas and conventions to make the world a better place. We challenge you to take what you have learned and make a difference in society, to use wisely the knowledge and skills you've acquired as you assume leadership roles in the communities and in your chosen communities. Work with us to keep Royal Roads innovative, relevant, and adding value to the people of British Columbia and beyond. Will the graduates all rise? I ask you, family, friends, faculty, and staff of the university to join me in applauding each of you on the completion of your programs. And while you're standing, I invite you as the graduates to applaud your family, friends, and faculty and staff who've helped you along the way. Thank you. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the convocation, the celebration. I'd like to thank the staff, the many staff and faculty who have also contributed to making this day successful. The people behind the scenes, the people I see here, the people who helped gown me, the people who taught me to put this thing under the hat, not over the hat. The people who trained us yesterday and did so many things that you never see. Thank you very much. And to all our guests, thank you for sharing this special event, auspicious occasion with us. The formality of the proceedings demonstrates the importance, the tradition we attach to higher learning. Remember traditions and celebrations, and celebrate all the time. And we hope that the pomp and circumstance have contributed to making this very special day truly memorable. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing at your seats until the academic platform party has exited the theater. And to our graduates again, we say congratulations. May you venture always to make a difference, to seek ways to inspire those around you, and to continue to excel in all you do.